Creating test environment for React application unfortunately is not easy. It can take big bunch of your development time to get this test environment ready. Like for us, we have multiple options and tools now available that can get us started very quick. Most famous tool is one from Facebook called Create React App. So here is a live documentation, very good documentation which can help you to get started quickly. As you can see, with very simple terminal command, we can get this created and started. So let's create our first application. Just note that you need an npm installed, and minimum npm version is version 5. So we'll open my terminal. I'll check which npm version I have. npm -v, so 6.14, which is really good. Now let's look at our command. So npx create react app space and put your application name or your folder name where you want to put the application. I'll just call it app for now, and let's get it installed. This will take just less than a minute, so just pause the video until it gets installed. So while our React app is getting installed, so for this demo purpose, we'll get our first React application template started, and then we'll try to implement some failing and passing tests and go through the details. So now it is installed. What I can do, I'll just do cd and my folder name. I called it app, so cd app. There we go, and we can run it in our browser by writing npm start. So this will build it for me and then launch it in the browser. So few benefits come with this template is it have a built-in watch runner, so whenever you do a change in your local, it immediately shows in the browser. And I can prove you that by opening this, my Visual Studio Code. So I have my app here, I open it here. If you go for example to the CS file and just let's say I want the background to be white, I will save, open my browser, and see it's white immediately. I didn't have to refresh manually the browser. So let's go back there and revert this change. The other thing beneficial with this template, which is this course about, is it have a built-in test runner, and it's called jest. So jest is a library that you can use for writing tests for JavaScript. So any JavaScript, Angular, React, Vue, whatever, this jest will work with it. And it have a built-in command as well to run that test. So let's start with that first. I will go to my terminal in here, Visual Studio Code, and I'll just say let's open the package.json so you know also from where I'm getting these commands. So if you go to package.json, you have your scripts here, and I have my test script here. So I'll say npm test, and it should run test over any test files. And it's running. I'll click A, and there we go. So we have only one test file at the moment. We should see the results, and it's passing. And this test file here is app.test.js, which is here. In our test file, we have here few line of code. So let's start with simple one from the top. Let's start from the top. So we have here, we're importing few things from a library. So we are using this one on top of jest. So this is a testing library as well, and there is a nice documentation for it, which is here, React testing library. So in here, we are not going in depth at the moment. We'll go in depth in next videos. But just for now to know what is this. This is also a testing library that's used with combination of jest. And we are importing our component, which is app in here. So we're just importing it, so because we are testing this component. And as you can see here, this is the component we are testing. This is the test file for it. So it should have the same name. And then you come to the extension, you'll just do .test.js. So this one app.js, and this one is app.test.js. Okay, so we import our component, and then here you have test and then here you put description of your test. What is this test about? And if you see this description, you can read it in here in your terminal, and you see if it's pass or fails. And these descriptions are very helpful. Always make sure you write a descriptive one which makes sense to you, because as soon your application grows and you have a lot of files and a lot of tests with each file, you want to understand in reading that which file is failing or which test is failing. So here they're saying, okay, let's renders learn react link. Okay, so we're using this render to mock a render for us for the components, and then we say, okay, in this one I want to find a text with learn react. Okay, I want to see if this learn react text exists in my render. Okay, and then we say, okay, that should be in the document. I'm expecting for that to be in my document. So as you can see here, first, if you notice that this is just checking text, is not actually checking a link. We don't know if that text is a link or it is a button or it is a radio button. We don't know from this test. All this test is checking is that it's rendering this text for me. So what we can do first, go and fix this. So render learn react text, for example. Okay, so that is failing. So now let's passing, sorry. Now let's make it fail. I want to make it fail. I want to say, okay, let's see if a text called learn react 2 exists. Save and see the test running by itself. As soon as I click save and see it fails, and say unable to find element with text learn react 2. This could be because of the text is broken by multiple elements. In this case, you can provide a function for your text matcher to make your machine flexible. So basically it doesn't find this text for me. Okay, so now I'll go back, revert it and make it pass.